It's that time again, preview time. We faced Newcastle at Old Trafford on Boxing Day in a 5:30 kickoff. Last time we played Newcastle, we lost by a goal to nil, courtesy of Sean Longstaff's brother. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will shuffle his pack. The question is, will he play his cards right? With what happened against Watford, not too sure. And that was a dreadful performance against Watford last time out, obviously. You know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got schooled by Nigel Pearson. The same Nigel Pearson, right? His last job in England was Derby County and he got the sack. You know, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got beaten by him, and that's embarrassing. Just like he got beat by Steve Bruce and almost by Chris Wilder as well. So this Newcastle game is very important. But if we can't beat Watford, we don't deserve to get top four. You know, we don't have a divine right to do anything in name alone. We've got to work at it. You know, and the players didn't do that. They thought, oh, we'll go to Watford. They're rock bottom of the Premier League. Excuse me. They're not a threat. You know, we'll breeze past it. We'll take the 3 points and go back to Manchester with them. But it didn't work like that. And Watford played their cards right. You know, I thought they were very good. You know, I don't think they'll survive the drop. But I do think Nigel Pearson will give them that bounce. And you know what Nigel Pearson's like? Remember he made that comment about an ostrich and head in the sand. He said that about a reporter. You know, it's a bit strange that. But that's what Nigel Pearson's like. You know, he says things that you go, oh, really? Why? What's going on there? But he's a good manager, and Watford, you know, have a better manager than they had previous with Kiki Flores, who was there, obviously. But he's not going to do as good as Javi Gracia, either. You know, in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right, we are like snakes and ladders, right? We go up the ladder when we beat Spurs and Man City respectively, and then we slither down the snake after drawing against Everton and losing against Watford. Like Marco Silva. You know, remember when Watford fans had those inflatable snakes? When Marco Silva come back and obviously Watford beat them by a goal to nil, if you remember that. So we slither down the Marco Silva snake. You know, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is also in the sand timer. You know, you put him in the sand timer, right? You flip it over, the sand dribbles down, and eventually Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be grasping for air. He won't be able to tilt his head up as the sand comes pouring down on him. And that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's like, his tenure at Man United. Sums it up to a T. He's in a sand timer and the sand is going down and down and down. So that's what I think about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a, you know, logical sense. So the team I'm going to pick for the Newcastle game. De Gea is going to continue in goal. People saying he should be dropped. You can't drop your best goalkeeper. You just can't. You know, I don't understand why De Gea signed his new contract. And when his contract situation was rumbling, you had people going, oh, he's making mistakes because of that. But now he signed his contract. He made that mistake against Watford. You know, has De Gea made many mistakes this season? Apart from the Crystal Palace last minute goal, no. I don't think he has, apart from that and the Watford game. So you got to cut him some slack. And people are trying to rewrite history again. You know, if it wasn't for David De Gea, the positions we finished in post-Alex-Ferguson, we wouldn't be there. We just wouldn't. We would be lower down the table. And who knows where we would end up. Certainly wouldn't be in the top four, that's for sure. Or even top half of the table. So De Gea starts for me again. Delo has to come back, our best right back. Wan-Bissaka was appalling against Watford. There was a stat going around that he's got the best tackles in the Premier League. Second in command is Ricardo Pereira. And guess where Ricardo Pereira is in the league? Leicester are second. We're eighth. We're 3 points behind Sheffield United. And nobody in our wildest nightmares would have thought that Sheffield United would be finishing above us, as it stands, let alone being 3 points clear of us. And I do expect them to be Watford. You know, so that's embarrassing in itself if Sheffield United do finish above us. You know, when was the last time that Sheffield United finished above Man United in the league? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe people who are watching this video may know. Sheffield United fans probably will know that. I did have Sheffield United down as relegation candidates, but they've taken the league like a duck to water, haven't they? You know, so that's good to them. So centre backs, I'm going to drop Maguire. I'm going to play Twanzebe. I think Maguire, he gets treated with kid gloves. You don't hear any mumbles about the criticism he gets, you know. And let's put it this way, shall we? He cost 85 million. Paul Pogba cost 90 million. So in that regard, there's only 5 million difference between the two. So he's the most expensive defender prior to Virgil van Dijk, and Paul Pogba was the most expensive midfielder in the Premier League. So they should be criticised both on merit, but because Maguire is a fanboy's favourite, I'm not talking about British here, a fanboy's favourite, he doesn't get criticism. But people say you can't criticise Paul Pogba. Well, Paul Pogba has more lovers than he has haters. You know, most fans adore Pogba. I can't stand the guy. I've never liked the guy, and there's videos out there to prove why. I've explained why. I don't like the guy. You know, I think he's indulged. I think he's been mollycoddled. And I don't think his agent is really, you know, helping him out. If Pogba got rid of his agent, right, then all this would go away. But Pogba won't get rid of Minirola. He can have any agent in the world he wanted. So why is he sticking with that leech? Just get rid of him. And if you get rid of him, United fans will have your respect. They'll go, okay, you got rid of your leech of an agent, that parasite, that fat, you know what. And you've actually taken the bull by the horns and you've actually done something about him. And you got yourself a new agent. But he won't do that. Why? I don't know. But he should do. So that's Maguire. Lindelof can be dropped for Phil Jones and Twanzebe. Ashley's going to come back at left back. Midfield 3, I'm going to give McTominay a rest. I think McTominay came back from his injury too soon, and I think he's counting the cost of that now. You know, he hasn't been right for a bit. He gave the ball away a lot against Watford, but we need him. But I think he needs a rest. You know, he's only going to social neglected McTominay, who for me is still our best midfielder. You know, because he was fantastic against Spurs and Man City. You know, and now that I argue with anybody that McTominay is our best midfielder as well. So Matches comes in for him. Midfield 3, Pereira back in the fold, and Pogba obviously. Front 3, Martial up front, Rashford, and I'm going to rest Dan James, and I'm going to play Juan Mata as well. He come on against Watford, didn't do much. So Newcastle are ninth in the league. This would be tough, but we've got Newcastle at home and we've got Burnley away. So these two games are very pivotal. You know, Alvaron has got his first goal for Newcastle. He couldn't score for love or money under Rafa Benitez, but now he'll probably go on a goal scoring run. It actually reminds me of Diego Forlan when he scored against Aston Villa in the league. That was his first league goal for Manchester United, and then he went on a run of 6 games with a goal. So maybe Alvaron might have that stat himself soon. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 Man United win. Let's hope we can win. But after the Watford game, who knows what can happen.